Hello, I'm Dr. Tracy Voss, and I'm here to bring you Crafting Your Personal Elevator Pitch. You could also call this Tell Me About Yourself. So I'm excited to work at the graduate school as the Assistant Dean of Graduate and Postdoctoral Success, and I'm working with the graduate school to bring you Career Builder Badges sessions. So before we get started and go through the details that I would like to share with you, I'd like to give you a little prelude, the idea of how this might be considered the long game, an elevator pitch. This is something that you're going to be using throughout your entire life if you have not yet started using one, and I'm sure you actually have, but you just didn't really call it an elevator pitch. But before we get into that, I want to preface this with, if you need a job today, the information I'm going to be giving you might seem worthless. I would have to say that that really isn't the case. This is a practical approach that will be helpful in your job search and also when you get that interview. But if you do feel that speed is crucial, don't think of your next job as the perfect job. You need to find an opportunity that makes sense for you and covers your needs. The way you can help do that is the University Career Center provides virtual access to thousands of resources and career opportunities, and you can find them at careercenter.utsa.edu/online. So again, we are going to be talking about the long game. I think this is still a practical application, but if you think speed is crucial, check in with the University Career Center. So the idea of why me, the prelude. So I had originally started, well, I'm not going to tell you originally. So I had started with Nature Publishing Group, and I worked there as a writer and an editor. And so something about having that job is when I would reach out to people and I wanted to ask them questions or I needed their help, it was easy to reach out to them because they knew the name Nature Publishing Group. So in essence, I really didn't have to explain to them who I was. They already knew based on where I was working. So it was very important when I actually switched and I started working in an academic area at the University of Rochester in New York, the School of Medicine and Dentistry. At that point, it was very important for me to learn how to fine-tune my elevator pitch because not as many people knew about the University of Rochester as people knew about Nature Publishing Group. So I had to explain to them my pitch, and that's where I got good at that. So to start off, the idea of crafting your personal elevator pitch, what exactly is an elevator pitch if you've never really heard of one before? So the idea is it's really has to do with an elevator. Imagine you're in an elevator with, would it be a hiring manager of Super Company Inc., a Nobel Prize winner at University Awesome, a philanthropist who supports charitable topic XYZ, and you're in the elevator, and as the door silently closes, you feel a combination of adrenaline and panic. You've got about 30 to 60 seconds to communicate your value as you ride that elevator to that person as, would it be a potential employee, a prospective collaborator, a future funding recipient? And so that's the definition of what exactly is an elevator pitch. It's this imaginary situation which may not be so imaginary in your future. But in the more practical sense, the elevator pitch is to quickly let others know what your expertise and qualifications are. And the pitch is designed to spark a two-sided conversation between you and the other person. You want to say something, you want to give your pitch, but that pitch is supposed to get that person interested in you, interested enough that they want to start a conversation and perhaps a future relationship. So do you really need an elevator pitch? You may think it's too early in your career. Who wants to know you? You don't ride elevators. The thing is, you really do need an elevator pitch. And this will be more handy if you just view the world as your elevator. This would happen when you come face to face with a hiring manager or role model, whether that's in an elevator or elsewhere. This is something that everybody has to do. You are working in a group, and the group takes the time to have you introduce yourself. What do you say? 30 seconds. Tell me a little bit about yourself. This happens a lot at job interviews. So this is where you would prepare yourself when you get that job interview. Sometimes when people are wrapping up the interview, they'll ask, you know, maybe I didn't ask something you wanted to answer, or do you have anything to add? This is a perfect place to showcase your elevator pitch. Or when you are conducting an informational interview, which is another career builder session, or even in a social or professional setting, the dreaded question, which will not be so dreaded anymore, when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? And I'm sure you've actually experienced this, the idea of, do I really need an elevator pitch? Sometimes you've asked somebody what they did for a living, and maybe they offered a 5-minute monologue. They kept going on and on and on, and you just really couldn't even comprehend, what does this person do? And you wondered why you even asked in the first place. So don't be that person. Here's a more concrete example that I found that will give you benefit. So for a number of years, meaning Sandra Hill, I pulled this quote from her, I served as an interviewer. When you interview 20 or so people a day, the messages can become convoluted and diluted. However, when you hear that one powerful pitch, it resonates with you and you think, that is a keeper. So even though I never said it as eloquently as Sandra Hill, I have been in situations where I've been interviewing people and they state something so powerfully that I'm like, that's the person that's for the job. I'm going to remember them. They are the keeper. So that's what you want to do. You want to be memorable and be the person that's the keeper. So the first thing that we're going to do to help you start off on crafting your personal elevator pitch, so we're actually going to do a little homework here while we're working together. That way you'll have a product at the end, at least one product to turn in as your homework. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look over the product, which in this case is you. So you're going to have to find a piece of paper and a pen or pencil to write on. Or if you'd like to use your computer to jot down your notes, that's perfectly fine. So the first thing that we're going to do in looking over the product you, we're going to be thinking about everything that you would want to say. If you had a person that was captured and everything, all the words that came out of your mouth was completely intriguing, and let's think about that way right now. For 5 minutes, I'm going to give you some time, and you're going to write down everything that you would like somebody to know about you. And to help get you going, we've got these questions here. Who are you? Who do you help? How do you help them? What benefits do you bring to the world? This is your purpose. What is your purpose if you want to think big picture? What makes you unique? Do you have a unique story to engage your audience? Write that down. What do you do? Or why do you do what you do? Some people might call this your passion. What are you passionate about? Why do you do this job? It's your calling. What are you working on right now that isn't on your resume? If you're considering a job or a career transition, how do your current experiences relate to where you want to go? And then what do you consider your next professional steps? So these are just some questions to kind of get your brain thinking, but really I'm going to give you 5 minutes where I want you to write down everything that you would want somebody to know about you. Don't edit yourself. So in this audience, it could be anyone. So it's not somebody specifically from your field. So here we go. We're going to give you, let me see what time it is here, 5 minutes. Got about 1 more minute. Okay, so hopefully you got a lot down on paper or on your computer. And so the next thing that we're going to look at, based on what you put together of looking over the product, everything that you wanted to tell somebody, we're now going to move on to what, why, how come, and what now. And what that means is you're going to do a little bit more writing, and you're going to base it on what you kind of were thinking about before when you were not editing at all. You were telling everything that you knew about yourself. Now we're going to focus, and we're going to distill some of your ideas to answer those 4 questions. And when you're doing this, if you do have an index card at your house, great, you can use an index card. If you are sure that you're going to be able to distill this, you can even use a sticky note. Basically, you're going to use a small amount of paper to answer the question, what do you do? Maybe sentence. Why does it matter? Another sentence. Why do you do it? And then, what now? You're also going to look to try and remove jargon that people in other sectors may not understand. And then also you're going to try and take out any words that you absolutely don't need. So again, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write a little bit about yourself. This is your elevator pitch. We're distilling it down from everything you wanted to say into what, why, how come, what now. So I'm going to give you another 5 minutes. And again, your audience could be anybody. You've got about 1 more minute. Okay. So hopefully you got your elevator pitch into a small little bite-size blurb that you were able to fit onto an index card, or if you were very stealthy, onto a post-it note. So now we're going to have you actually think about your elevator pitch. Is it 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds long? So this is where you are actually going to be talking about yourself. You're going to be speaking out loud. You're going to speak it out loud using your index card. You are going to practice your pitch. You're going to be confident in delivering your message. A smile and a firm voice will show that you are self-assured. You will pace yourself, giving yourself time to breathe. Always remember to breathe. And don't talk too fast or too slow. So this is the chance for you to practice, and I want you to time yourself. Right now, when you're going through this, I don't want you to try and fit it within a certain amount of time. Just for fun, I want you to give your pitch. When you feel comfortable delivering it, take your cell phone or look at a clock, whatever, and time yourself to see how long that pitch is. So I'm going to give you, again, 5 minutes to play around with this. And again, try your pitch, and when you feel comfortable, time yourself. Right now, I'm going to time you for 5 minutes. We've got about 1 more minute. So if you haven't timed yourself yet, please do that. Okay, so hopefully you got through that and you know about how long your pitch is. So you know you'll be able to add some more information if you're around the 30 seconds to 60. If you have something around 60 seconds, it's good to have a 60-second pitch, but then you'll also want to practice to see, could you get it down to 30 seconds for a second pitch, maybe even 15 seconds for an opening remark. So this is something that you can do. You can vary your pitch depending on how much time you have, how many floors in the elevator you're traveling, or how much interest you think your person might have with your information. So now that you've practiced yours, I was saving this for the end because I didn't really want these examples to shadow the ideas that were going on in your head. But with these examples, it's to showcase that there are many, as I mentioned before, you can have different lengths of elevator pitches. Who's your audience? What are they very interested in you? Are they curious because they don't know anything about you? And the same thing, there are numerous ways to do the elevator pitch, just as there are numerous elevators. So one of the ones that I have that I like a lot, which is what I've kind of based this session on, is her name is Kathryn Minshew, and she is the CEO and founder of The Muse. It's an online website that provides career information and lots of other types of information. But her article was called The 15-Minute Method to Writing an Unforgettable Elevator Speech. So this is the idea of, I've changed the words to what, why, how come, what now, but this is her setup or example. So for her, she's got what do you do? She says, I'm a writer for the technical products division of the Acme company. Why does it matter? I help translate technical specifications into easy to follow instructions that anyone can understand at home. Everybody can follow that. Very, very clear. Why do you do it? I love being able to distill something complex and full of jargon into simple, clear steps and help people master technology. Something any audience could appreciate. And then what next? Now I'm looking to branch out and do consulting work so I can apply this expertise to many more companies and prove the understanding of technology around the world. So she's pretty broad in what she wants to do next, but she has a specific example of where she thinks she might like to go. Here's another example, or if you will, another type of elevator, the who, what, and then hook example. And in this case, I pulled this example from an article titled The 30-Second Business Plan. So in this example, the person is showcasing more her company than herself, but she could translate it to be a personal statement as well. So this was written by Cliff Ennico, who is a syndicated columnist and book author. So in this example, the WhoWhat Hook example, the who is, I'm Jane Doe, president of XYZ Corporation. We publish books, newsletters, audio programs, and seminars designed to help lawyers and other legal professionals manage their careers better. Our best-selling title, How to Make Partner in 30 Days or Less, was named the book most frequently stolen from law schools around the country in a recent poll of law librarians. So even if you're not really interested in lawyer books, The hook is pretty compelling. If you bumped into her somewhere, you might want to have a conversation just because she gives you an interesting story. And like I said, this was more of a business plan. So when she's talking about I'm Jane Doe, but then focuses on her company, even though she starts saying we and our, you could change it to I and my. So it's another way to state those types of things. This is the last example that I have, a little bit more wordy, but it would fit into your 60-second idea. And she has, her name is Heather Austin, and she's a career and business strategy coach at professoraustin.com. She has a lot of good advice if you wanted to go search her website and interact with her. And this is from an article on how to write an elevator pitch. So I broke it down into she has the who and who do you help, what is your passion, what do you accomplish, and then engage. She's very conscientious about it's not just a conversation from one person, it's a pitch. You're throwing your pitch, you expect to get the ball back to you. So she's got, I am a career and business strategy coach, helping working professionals find a career that brings true happiness and fulfillment. So it's her, but then also who she's helping. One of my greatest passions is to provide award-winning career guidance to business professionals that want to learn top-notch job search strategies, LinkedIn tactics, interview preparation skills, and career transition approaches. In addition to career strategy, I help my clients explore options for starting and growing a new business. I provide actionable advice to those that are striving to become entrepreneurs. Is entrepreneurship something that you've considered before? So this is an interesting thing, and it would be very wise to think about how to continue a conversation with the person in front of you, but this is going to be more of a difficult thing, so you'll be more of the advanced section if you can do that. But if you know who your audience is ahead of time, this is something that you could do. So finally, we're getting to focusing and the homework. So you've already created a personal elevator pitch. And what I want you to focus on now is, I stated at the very beginning, yes, this is a great way to introduce yourself, finding role models, mentors, introducing yourself in front of groups, informational interviews. But if you really want to use this for your job interview, you can take it a little bit further to focus your personal elevator pitch and make it a little bit more detailed for the job that you are interviewing for. So what you first need to do is you need to research and study the job description. So you should have a job description in front of you. If you're not ready to find a job, that's okay. Just find a job description so you can practice. This is a practice for you. If you really want that job, this is something very meaningful for you, and you have to do the research the company, its reputation, the mission statement, what products does it offer or services, and then the types of people they employ. You need to do your research to prepare for that job interview. That research is also going to help you create your elevator pitch. Again, the idea of reflection, you're going to analyze your strengths, experiences, talents, skills, education, other traits, specifically for this job application, and what's in front of you in the advertisement. So again, we're not going to have you go through this here with me, but you can do this on your own time, and this is part of your homework. So you're going to again do everything that you want to say. What do you want to say to that person about your experiences? And you would prepare your bullet points of why your talent and experience is perfect for the job and fits the company's needs. Try and stay away from how it fits your needs, but instead your skills and strengths, how it plays into the company's needs. So again, like we did before, you're going to write down everything that you would want to say. But then finally, after you're finished with that, you're going to try once again to fit it on the index card. And you're going to frame your pitch as selling to the person and why you are the right candidate for the job. And really, you can do it in 60 seconds, but because this is a job interview, you can go ahead and take those 90 seconds if you want. So the idea of fitting it on an index card, you've already seen this. You've already answered, what do you do? You've already answered, why does it matter? You've already answered, why do you do it? And then the what's next. And in this case, this is a perfect transition into what's next is the job you are applying for, and even perhaps how you foresee you might be with the company over the next couple of years. So you've already got those four pretty structured and probably in your brain pretty well now. So the two last questions are the new ones. You're also going to fit how do your talents and experiences fit the company's needs, as mentioned before, and then why are you the perfect candidate for this job. So it feels like I want to have you do this exercise now, but this is a homework that you're going to be doing at home. So this is the thing that I will be asking you to send to me. So here we are, we've got the homework page. So to receive your badge from me for your personal elevator pitch, you're gonna write an email and the subject line is gonna be personal elevator pitch. And in the email, you're gonna include your 30 to 60 second personal elevator pitch that you already did. So you already have that homework completed. It could be your example of the what, why, how come, what now example. If you wanna spruce it up after seeing some of the examples and maybe thinking about it a little bit, that's fine. Then also in your email, you're going to include a second elevator pitch, which is the 60 to 90 second job interview elevator pitch. So this is the one that is focused on answering that job advertisement. And I'd also like you to share that job advertisement with me as well to see how well you match that up. So before I sign up or sign off, we've got some resources for you. So like I said, this is part of the Career Builder sessions. And so some ideas for helping you figure out everything you want to say. There are 2 sessions, one called Developing Your Personal Brand, which would be a good one to figure out maybe what you would like to say. And then also there's another session called Discovering Your Strengths. So this would be another important way to kind of go through the reflection of what are your strengths, what are your talents, what are your brand, and how do you fit that into your elevator pitch. The other thing is we have a career builder session that I also lead called Building Your Online Network. And this teaches you how to connect with role models and future peers. And once you connect, you can use your elevator pitch to be able to introduce yourself. You can practice that introduction with people that you are doing informational interviews with. That's helpful because it's less pressure. And once you're comfortable with your informational interviews, you would want to prepare for future interviews with the career builder session, preparing for job interviews. So all these things come together as you go through and you work on your badges. The skills that you develop in one session, it really will spill over to the other. So now that I've shared with you a few resources that can help you further develop your elevator pitch, I want to supply you with 6 examples of people showcasing their elevator pitches to you.
Hello, my name is Apika Mathur and I'm Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate School at UTSA. My job is to serve as Chief Advocate and Chief Cheerleader for graduate education. I work with faculty and staff to provide the best classroom, research, and career training opportunities to a diverse student body in over 100 programs. Our master's and doctoral graduates contribute significantly to the area's economic and intellectual capital. Other things to know about me: I'm a mother of twins, I'm a cancer immunologist, and I'm also a published author of a children's book series as well as a medical mystery thriller.
Hi, I am Dr. Luisa Ketan Davies. I have been the Executive Director of the GMP facility at University of Rochester. And 3 years ago, I began the journey of building and working with a team and taking for the first time cells that were prepared in our lab to clinical trials. Right now, it's time to move. I'm going to go to Big Pharma, senior scientist, and still in the quest of helping saving people's lives. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Voss, and I love working with graduate students who may have a difficult time imagining how their academic skills are valuable to future employers. I can always imagine. I guess that's my superpower. I use my keen sense of observation and conversation to uncover clues about their motivation and secret hopes. Together, we use these clues to identify role models and training opportunities for exploration. If you'd like to have such a conversation, you can find me active at Graduate and Postdoctoral Success in the Graduate School.
Hi, my name is Juan Alvarado, and I'm the Information Technology Associate 2 for the Graduate School at the University of Texas, San Antonio. I help out the day-to-day operations by troubleshooting, implementing, and managing technologies to improve productivity while keeping data secure. Since cybersecurity has become crucial in today's world, I decided to further my education and applying for the IT Cybersecurity Master Program.
Hi, I'm Dr. Luis Martinez Surrido, and I'm a professor scientist at Texas Biomedical Research Institute in San Antonio, Texas. My team and I work to discover ways to stop the growth of viruses, and our ultimate goal is to develop vaccines and antivirals to protect humans and pets from viral infections. I love using my knowledge about virus biology to be able to uncover weaknesses of the virus, to build an attack plan to control viral infections, and help my team or colleagues to identify these weaknesses. Because emerging virus infections can happen anywhere in the world. The most recent example is the COVID-19 outbreak. I collaborate with different laboratories across the globe. In fact, I work with teams of scientists in different countries and continents. Together, we work to make them more safe from emerging infectious disease.
My name is Emily Ledma. I am a communication specialist with over 7 years of experience working in higher education. I help departments or groups create and nurture a relationship with their target audience, usually a student body. I love utilizing my creativity and design skills to advance a team dynamic and increase their visibility to the public. My goal is to gain more experience and take on new projects to develop my portfolio.
And with that, I wish you the best of luck in crafting your elevator pitch. If you have any questions about the pitch or how to do things or some ideas that I haven't even thought of, you can share those with me. And you send your homework and any questions that you have to tracy.voss@utsa.edu. So thank you for joining us for the Career Builder sessions, and good luck with the job search.